We've done it before a couple times.
Getting kind of rusty, unfortunately.
About time.
Let's call this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of Logan County to order, please, and please rise for prayer and flag salute.
Your prayer, thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for today. Thank you for this opportunity to gather and do your work. Father, I pray that everything we do glorifies you. I pray we're going to listen here to your wisdom. Pray, Lord, we put the people first. Pray, Lord, that everything we do glorifies you. I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I thought we vapor locked on the pledge.
Yeah, I wasn't for sure who was going to do it.
It's a moment of silence.
Item 4 is any citizen desiring to be heard. Item 5 is consideration of possible action approving the minutes of August 30th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Item 6, meeting and presentation of D. Williams About Faith Women's Program. Welcome to our meeting.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anybody like a little flyer? Since some of you haven't seen this, give you some information. And it's funny, my last name is Miller. Everyone who forgets my last name always gives me Williams. So I'm gonna have to see if I got another husband.
So I apologize.
I am so sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. You know, it's funny because that happens all the time. Yes,
I have no idea about that.
you're welcome. So a card too.
Maybe I won't be watching.
Welcome. Okay, so, ooh, crash. That's good. Turn the light off. My projector's still up there. I'm kind of good at talking as we go. I've gotten this speech down to a good 12 minutes, okay? So the About Face Women's Program, what it will be is, in lieu of incarceration for our women in Payne and Logan County, they have an opportunity to participate in this program. This is only for Payne and Logan County females. This is a nonprofit organization. We have a vision to empower and teach our women to give them the highest ability not to be incarcerated again. So we have a vision statement, just to give you just a little extra information. That is the purpose of this program. We want long-lasting change for these individuals so they don't repeat their criminal behavior. Some statistics, these are just Payne and Logan County. During the 4-year period of 2016 to 2020, almost 11,000 women were arrested in these two counties. 837 of those were felons. We sent 162 of these wonderful ladies to prison, okay? Most of these women, and we're looking at 90% of them, not most, but the majority, have at least 3 prior felonies. So by the time they actually get sentenced, they're eligible for nothing less than a 10-year sentence. We also kind of mess up the criminogenic curve because people should be coming out of their criminal behavior by the time they're 33. That's a national statistic. Our ladies are right at 36 and a half years old by the time we send them to prison. Drug-related offenses, what we need to add to this crime wave now, it's not just possession, but also trafficking, okay? Oops. It is a 501(c) organization. It's going to be an intensive residential group home setting. The women will be between the ages of 20 and 40 years old. And again, just the women in Payne and Logan County will be eligible for this program. We're trying to change the direction of these ladies like the sunflower changes. I had to get some history on this because I'm a city kid. I didn't know too much about sunflowers. But as the sun moves, so does the flower. And so our goal is to do that with these women. Our mission statement, intensive holistic treatment. We're just not trying to change their substance abuse. This is changing them completely. They will be able to attend Career Tech, Meridian while they're in our program. They will get intensive trauma, substance abuse, mental health counseling while they're in their program. We will have providers that will come to our location and do those things for them, that will eventually graduate them to the community so they can continue with that same substance abuse treatment. It's a phased program. This is also something that is a little bit different. So everyone here is kind of familiar with drug court that has phases. So will this program. What's different in this is our ladies will start together and finish together. We will move them as a group. That way too, that they help hold each other accountable. Substance abuse, of course, is our biggest issue. We've graduated from simple meth now to fentanyl. Can somebody tell me why we would use pain medication? Anybody been to the dentist lately? What do they give you when they pull a tooth? Some pain medication. So what,
A lot of different things, potentially.
a lot of it's pain medication.
Yeah.
Okay? So what a lot of these women and other people who use substance abuse have figured out, once you like that little pain medication, you can figure out how to get one tooth pulled at a time. So you can stay on those meds. Your body gets used to that. So this is something too that we will try to change with these ladies. They can learn how to substitute that information, that feeling that they have with some treatment. Vocational training. This is also something that is very different than any other residential treatment program in this state. Most residential treatment programs here are 60 days. 90 is a long period of time. We're going to keep these ladies for a year. They're also going to be able to get a job trade. If they learn how to take care of themselves financially, you have less likely behavior of them reoffending and selling drugs. So the goal is to give them some skills like carpentry and welding, heat and air. They're able to do those things, and there's a demand in the field for those kind of skills. The ladies will be assigned a mentor, 2 to each lady, so they don't wear one person out. That will happen during that last 6 months. We want to be able to show them some different ways to live. I'm an old Department of Corrections person. Okay, I worked for DLC for 34 and a half years and retired. I came back to work at the request of Laura Thomas, who had this vision of having a program like this for our ladies. They go to prison, they come back home. So looking at the things that I did in DOC and helping formulate this program, that's kind of how we got here. This is a picture of the house. It's in Stillwater. Sits on 908 East 12th Street. So if you're familiar with Stillwater, if you know where Our Daily Bread is, our little food pantry place, this is down the street from it. The house sits on a little over 2 acres. I have 22 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. It also has a full basement. It sits on a little over 2.5 acres. So my ladies will go take my place in cutting grass, which I've been doing since I've had the house, with push mower. Got good biceps now. But this is where they're going to live. Treatment will occur in the house, and then during that last 6 months, we will graduate them into some community things. So I have community partners that will do the treatment in-house for us. The program services, while they're in the program, it is a 12-month program. They will do their mental health, substance abuse. They will have trauma counseling, cognitive behavior, codependency. That's one of our big focuses for these ladies. I use the term that they have bad pickers. They will pick the honoriest people to have a baby by, to be in love with. Okay? We're going to teach them something different while we have them, hopefully, during that year. Of course, they'll get their education and vocational training. We'll have physicals for their bodies to make sure that everyone is in good health. We'll do some of that screening actually before we get them. The ladies will come from our jails. We will handpick people from both jails. We will also have 3 ladies that will come through the Iowa tribe, that they will sentence them through their tribal court and place them in the program. Iowa Nation is going to be a big part of this program and helping us too, with their people and also with some finances. After they finish the program, the 1 year's up, they have 6 months of aftercare where they're able to come back to the house, continue their treatment. Also, they will be role models for the next group of ladies. This is my budget. So for staff, we have mental health, substance abuse, trauma. I have a psychologist that will be part of this team to be able to pay for people. The facility cost, we are renting this 6,500 square foot building at the cost of $6,000 a month. That's what the rent is. We're going to buy beds, full-size beds, not single beds, since the ladies are used to single-size beds for being in jail. So this gives them a little bit more room. They will also not share a room. So everyone will live individually. We have a bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. That's where the facility is set up. Community partners, it's not real clear. These are all of the people, though, that have contributed financially or with in-kind services so far. I've been working on this for about 2.5 years, just getting it from a vision to this point. So I go around with my little projector and laptop and we talk about the program. So I use all kinds of help, resources, anything and everything that's available, I'm willing to use, okay? Some of the things that I've gotten so far for donations, the Iowa tribe. I have feminine products, about 10,000 worth of those things. We have shampoo, we have conditioner, I got razors, and I call him Coach Gardner still. Gary Gardner builds custom homes in Stillwater. He used to be a high school football coach. He was my son's football coach back in the day. My boys are in their 40s. I'll let you know how old Coach Gardner is. But I went to him and I said, look, we got this program we're trying to do. You think you could build me a table? So part of the thing too is teaching these ladies how to be a family while we have them. So I have a table that'll sit 20 people, and it comes apart. He still needs to come back and stain it, but we've got a table. That's one of our donations. The only thing I've actually gotten from out of town is from Muskogee. I have this friend that owns this huge warehouse, so he gave me some pots and pans. I have canned goods from the Mission of Hope. Lowe's has donated a freezer. I have toothbrushes from a dentist. We have dishes from one of the local restaurants that closed in town. Also, to back up, Dr. Davis is going to make sure that our ladies get dental work while we have them. The Zeta sorority in Stillwater decided to tear their building down. They're building a new thing. Some dressers. I want you to know I went and hauled stuff with a U-Haul. So they gave me 20 dressers. I've got some curtains. They're in the cleaners right now. So we've just gotten things from various places to be able to, fulfill the things we need in the house. The ladies to start behind the system. And I know Sheriff knows this, and any of the rest of you that have been in jail. When people get arrested, you should be crying, oh my goodness, I'm locked up. They walk in, hey, I'm back. And if anybody's within shouting distance, what's up, Susie? I'm here. It's a family for them to be in jail. That's one of those cycles that we're trying to break. They will work together in this program. They start together and they finish together. This is also something that's very different in residential treatment. If someone falls out by their choice, they get to go to prison, because that's the deal. So we want them to start together and finish together. Okay? Some statistics from the Bureau of Justice. Women who complete a long-term treatment program, parentheses, a year. Women who have a job trade, a skill. If they have a stable home environment. Something I hope to do if I can raise some additional funds on the back end is I want to be able to place them in appropriate housing and even pay for their rent for a couple of 2-3 months, just to make sure that they're stable. They're going to have a community mentor, someone who's going to help them live differently. They're going to be able to attend aftercare. If we have those things in place, which I've built into this program, those ladies should not reoffend for at least 3 years. That's the statistic. I have a board of directors. I'm also looking for someone from Logan County to come be a part of our group here. For these people who have all heard about the program and have volunteered to serve. So right now we meet about once every other month during the lunchtime from 11:30 to 12:30. The lunch is provided. So we get in, we get out, and take care of business. I do have a work weekend that is set up next weekend on the 13th and 14th. So if you'd like to come and see the house, we'd love to have you all day Friday. And on Saturday from 8 to 11. That way you can get out of town if you're an OSU fan and get the Tulsa see ball game. Okay, so we got it set up like that. Okay, OU's playing at home, so you can make their game that evening. They play at night. Okay, so we keep those things in focus too for everybody who's serving. Laura Thomas is a DA, and so what she has worked on through the courts is that these ladies will actually be pled into this program. Okay, so they're facing 10, 15, 20 years because of their criminal history. So they get to choose. We're going to handpick them and say, if this is what you want to do, we're going to sign a piece of paper and take you to the judge. And the judge will say, hey, you got a choice. You can do this or you go to prison. So that's a big deal for us, is to be able to give ladies this opportunity. Laura basically restates our vision for the program is to be able to reside in a residential group home treatment. You have support. We're going to reduce the recidivism rate, and we're going to give you the skills and equip you to change your life, long term, not just short term. We have levels of giving. Anybody who wants to donate, and it starts at $5,000. That's a lady who developed this thing for me. I take $50, $100, $25. I will take pillows, sheets, whatever. So it's not just money. We need items for the program. So all of those things are available to help. So if you just want to come cut grass with me one Saturday, that's awesome. Okay? All righty. That's my presentation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
At least I have one. How soon are you ready to house and start this?
My goal is November. So we've already started looking at women from both of the jails. We've also looked at a couple of women that went to prison within the last year. They have something called the 120-day judicial review. It's not really 120 days, it's actually the first year, but that's what it's called. And we could bring women back from penitentiary and put them in this program.
Now,
If this would have existed, maybe they wouldn't have gone.
so these ladies will be sentenced to this program.
Yes, sir.
So we, the people, are going to feed and house them one way or another.
Yes, sir.
It's still
Regions?
in the city limits, that's still in
Yes, sir.
So is it approved through the city? and-
It took me a year and a half to get the city to approve it. It's located on 12th Street. And so the gentleman who owned the building actually submitted the first proposal. I'm not sure what he said in it, because I wasn't there. But it was like, no, my goodness, you're putting penitentiary in town. Ah. So going back, I actually spent almost 8 months visiting with the city planning people individually, sharing the program, so they understood what we were going to do. And then I had community support. I had about 35, 40 people who showed up at that city planning meeting to say, yes, we will help. Many of those people that are on that list. So yes, I have, it's been rezoned for residential community treatment.
So the city is still, are they doing anything to help, like on utilities or anything?
I just got their paperwork to turn in, yes. They're not gonna charge me for deposits. And it's, since it's tax exempt, I don't have to pay extra for the fees.
Payne County has bought in.
Right,
Mhm.
That's about 3 houses down from my great Aunt Mary Ray's house. Of course, she's long passed away, but she lived right there.
And, you know, part of that was some of the discussion, we're putting this in the middle of town. Well, this is where these people live. I mean, they go to jail and they come right back home. So part of my presentation to them was during my community sentencing days. I had a gentleman, his name is Justin Countess, I'll never forget him. He lives his mother lives 3 doors down from where that house is. And Justin used to come home drunk and raise all kinds of Cain. And his mom would call and say, could you please come here? Yes, ma'am. I'd go sit on the porch with that lady in a rocking chair, and we'd wait for Justin to come home. And then I'd call Stillwater PD, come get him. And I'd give him a jail sanction long enough for him to sober up, and then send him to treatment. So yes, they're in our neighborhoods. It's just providing them something different with some structure that hopefully will change a few. The other thing about these ladies, and most of you know, and I'm not sure where this number comes from exactly, but our women have on an average between 4.2 children, I don't know how you get a point child, but 4.2 children that are under the age of 15. So, you know, if I put 15 people in there, and we got another 4.2 children that are affected by them, you know, we're changing a lot of people in the long run.
And for the public, these ladies will be isolated. They're not gonna have contact outside of this program.
That is true. There is no visitation. The babies can't come. The boyfriends can't come. Baby daddies can't come. They're not coming.
And if one of these ladies steps out and violates a rule, that lady goes to prison.
That is true.
So, I believe it was 2021 that I took Laura Thomas and the sheriff over to Lincoln County, and we did a podcast. And one of the things that Laura brought up during that time is with the 2 state questions that we passed, basically was designed to reduce the population in our prisons. They lost that ability to give, and Sheriff, correct me if I'm wrong here, but they lost that ability in those 2 state questions to give that option to an individual go to jail or go to a treatment center. How do you keep that? How are you able to present that option to the ladies? Am I off on that, Sheriff?
Well, you're, a couple things. This is talking about being sentenced to DOC, which has to be a felony.
Yeah.
When the laws changed, they made everything a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at felony offenses only to get into this program.
Okay, okay.
In addition to that, when 788 went into effect, changing the felonies to misdemeanors,
Mhm.
there was also supposed to be some additional residential treatment for those people.
Mhm.
But since now you're a misdemeanor offender instead of a felony, actually many of those treatment facilities have closed. They consider you a lower level felony, lower level person, same person,
Mhm.
and just change the charge.
Right.
So many of those people are not getting treatment.
Yeah.
If Logan County is able to invest in this,
Mhm.
will we receive a report on our return on investment after the
Yes, sir.
cycle?
Mhm. Actually, we plan to, it's built in, right now, I have it built in, like every 90 days, I'm gonna look at where we are with these ladies. You'll get a report at the end of the fiscal year, how much money we've spent, where the ladies are, looking for a new group of ladies. And I wanna call them ladies. Yes, they're felons, but they're ladies. And so, yes, I plan to keep statistics. I'm a stat person. I also hold people accountable for their behavior. Anyone who's ever been in any of my programs, and Logan County was one of those places I had for community sentencing. I left DOC in January of 19. I had almost 40 people in Logan County that were actually in community sentencing. The majority of them were in drug court. So I funded the drug court program through community sentencing. We had legislative funding for that. And,
I like your idea. I want to support it.
yes, sir.
There is a school in Oklahoma City called Life Christian. It used to be called Little Life Christian.
It's right across the street from Naval Bassett.
That is correct. That is correct. And studies have shown that children, all the kids in that school are children of incarcerated parents.
Mhm.
And the studies show that they are 7 times more likely to go to prison. A child of, in fact, in 2017, I taught an elective class there for 1 semester.
Yes, sir.
It was an after-school class, but it's an organization I've supported for a long time. And, but the key to their success is a spiritual component. And
Yes, sir.
I've not heard anything about a spiritual component here. Is there one involved? And what I'm hearing is psychological behavioral modification. I'm not saying that doesn't work, but some of the greatest, deepest change of life occurs through a spiritual component.
Okay.
So what is there available there?
There is Bible studies that are available for the ladies. I'll also tell you that I'm very familiar with Life Christian Academy. Ms. Robin Corsi is the director.
Yep.
So in my free time, I always tell people when I'm not dealing with their parents, I do youth ministry.
Mhm.
My husband's a minister.
Okay.
I took kids from the Life Christian Academy, Angel Tree kids.
Mhm.
I took them to camp this summer. So I'm an executive board member for Kids Across America,
Mhm.
which is a Christian sports camp in Missouri.
Mhm.
So I look out for the babies too. That's important. And so to teach these ladies how to deal with your children, it's not about whipping them and cussing them out and all of those kinds of things. Parenting is involved in this also.
Yeah.
And many of you probably don't know Annette Turner. Annette Turner is a lady who was injured very badly during homecoming. And the young lady ran into the crowd and broke her up real bad. Annette is one of our ladies that is going to share Bible study with them. So I also have some ladies from they call themselves a UU church, a United Unitarian Church. We have buy-in and support from those people also, along with our regional food bank, Sunnybrook Baptist Church, First Baptist Church. So yes, it's important. It's very important.
I have one last thing.
Yes,
You
sir.
talked about teaching them how to take care of their finances.
Mm-hmm.
What program do you use to teach them that?
Credit counseling. Our credit counseling is going to do their budgeting.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Dave Ramsey?
Mhm.
I would highly recommend you look into that.
My husband has that big long video thing. It's
Yeah.
a little step above most of these
Yeah.
ladies, but yes.
And he has a lot of things available.
Mhm.
And Dave has either probably successfully gotten 7 or 8 million people out of debt on their way to becoming millionaires over the years, or untold numbers that he, through his teachings, have taught them not to get into debt at some point in time. And so, like I said, there's many sources available through that ministry there. So,
Yes, sir.
okay.
So I guess my question is, I mean, the only way we could fund this would be through the opiate money that we got.
From the settlements due to
Right.
class action through the opioid, yes.
So
And I
we
am,
just classify, and could we fund that?
yes, so that's how I believe how Payne County, they're using their settlement funds. I am still accumulating the appropriate paperwork, agreements, things like that that are going to have to be done, but yes.
So we had another lady come, Tanya Ratcliffe, what was that called?
North here.
North Karen. So are we gonna do like an application deal where they can apply for funding and we approve it, and how would we do this?
I think that's an option the board could take. I don't know. I don't have a total dollar availability off the top of my head right now. So it may be not necessarily having to be an application process, but more an agreement for use process.
So I guess what I wanna make clear is this ain't coming out of road funding or anything else.
No.
This is the opiate.
So let me
funding.
explain. So years ago with the opioid crisis, that everyone's aware of, nationwide local governments entered into class action lawsuits that were against the pharmaceutical companies, as well as the pharmacies, not just the drug companies like Purdue, over the crisis.
Yeah.
To settle these class action lawsuits, funds, and it's a staggered across the years type thing. Logan County, and I can't remember if it was 18, 19, chose to participate in the class action, and has received funds based on that. Now, we do have a structure of the use of those funds. It is spelled out in documentation of how they can be used. They can't be used for, we can't put it on roads. We can't, do that kind of thing. It has to be structured towards combating the opioid epidemic or rehabilitation, mental health services, things like that is what are the permitted uses for the funds.
When I met with Mrs. Miller individually, I invited county clerk and the county sheriff to come. I don't want to put words in the county sheriff's mouth, but I'm going to. I believe he's fully behind this program, from what I gathered. She does need additional people from Logan County to step up and be part of this. It's a lot of weight to carry for one woman. And so if you know anyone who would like to buy into helping save these ladies' lives and take the stress off of the system itself in the long run, she would greatly appreciate it.
Are you looking for someone to serve on the board
Yes, sir.
or to serve actively in the process?
Board members and also any sort of community support. Both. Yes, sir.
You had mentioned mentors
Mhm.
the last 6 months, I believe, or was it after they got out of the
No,
program?
the last 6 months that they're in the program,
Okay.
and another 6 months when they're back in the community.
Are those mentors, they have to be female?
Yes, sir. We don't want them to hook up with any fellas that soon.
But male or female can serve on the board.
Yes.
if I can follow up on the funding, I understand, I haven't got this confirmed, but Dee and I spoke last week as well. I think what Payne County is doing is they set a limit and the actual payments are still handled through the county purchasing. So she would submit an invoice for whatever service, supplies, whatever, and it processes through the county. Not necessarily is it, we're writing a huge check and saying report back. But I'm still gathering the info.
It'd basically be like a sales tax for the fire department. So they process everything through the county, we sign off on it or we don't sign off on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on board with it if legal approves that we can use that money for that. I'm not opposed to that.
Any more questions, Charlie?
No.
Anyone? Sheriff? Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
I pray that this is a success, and I think as much elbow grease as you're putting in there, it has to be.
Well, it's something that will give people a different opportunity in life, and that's what's important. I have this on my own personal thing called the P&P, you have a purpose in the people. So if your purpose is to help people, that's what you need to do.
Well, once they're in the system, the people are gonna pay for them one way or another.
Yes.
And if we can keep them from coming back into that system,
Everybody will save money and will change their lives. Okay.
thank you very much.
Appreciate your work.
All right, thank y'all so much for letting me come.
I'm working on something.
Nothing on items 7 and
We
8.
will go to the addendum and then come back.
So we'll switch to the addendum, which is on the back. And addendum item number 1, thank you very much,
All right, so
is consideration and possible action to draft a resolution to seek a 2-year 7/8 of 1% countywide sales tax to be used for the purpose of purchasing equipment for county highway district. And just want to deal with both of them? Or do you want to deal with them separately?
Don't matter to me. Two different items.
Yeah, I'll deal with this first one here. But besides purchasing equipment, I would also suggest we include beyond purchase of necessary equipment to use for materials for roads and bridges. Because the amount of money that would be generated in 2 years through 7/8% of sales tax, we'll probably buy all the equipment that's necessary and probably have some left over. And so I wouldn't limit it all to equipment. I would also say any leftover from equipment purchased. I don't know how to do that. If we might possibly, say 75% of that would have to go for equipment.
Well, I gotta tell you, and this is just me, it has nothing to do with you
Yeah.
going to leave office in January. I
Yeah.
think you're a commissioner until you're not.
Yeah.
I would probably be more likely to support something that's gonna go directly on roads, but I just don't think right now the people themselves would be ready for this. We're having bad times, the
Yeah.
economy's bad
Yeah.
times.
And like I said earlier, one thing I don't want it to become is what MAPS has done. MAPS has done a tremendous amount for Oklahoma City, but all those temporary sales tax, before they expire, they vote on another one. And I certainly would be opposed. Any of us can make a commitment here, but who knows whether 2 years from now any of us will be in office.
Sure.
I don't know. But without it being a part of it here, that there won't be another one, for some period of time after this is over with here. But the point is, people say they want better roads, and if they do, somehow it's gonna have to be paid for. And I know myself, and of course, it's not gonna affect me, this would benefit Floyd, to be honest with you. I know myself, I need to replace 4 belly dumps, I need to replace 2 10-wheelers, I need to replace 2 front loaders, and I need to purchase a skid steer, and I need 2 salt spreaders. That's a lot of equipment, and they're, right now, my payments are $18,000 a month for my 4 graders and my 1 bone bar. And while the trust is a wonderful thing to be able to buy, you get to the point where you just can't incur more payment there, because it takes away from your M&O and what you use to do everything else with. So it's just, it may not, people might vote it down. You can't catch fish if you don't go fishing. And I just think it would be, if citizens really want the better roads, this is a way, roads, because without the equipment, you can't, I know how much my equipment breaks down, how much it costs to fix that, and we take care of our stuff, we really do. And so that's just my thought on it. But in a 2-year period of time, the way I have it figured, that would produce about $4.2 million per district, 7/8 of a cent. And and then on the next one here, I believe it would produce $1.4 million for the courthouse.
I guess my question would be the timing of this. I mean, to me, if we was going to ask for sales tax for something else, we should have done it when we was doing sales tax. The point, I mean, you're fixing to go out of office in December. It ain't something I would support. I mean,
Okay.
I just think the timing is off. I think the economy's bad. We just now got a break on taxes from the grocery deal, and I don't think we ought to ask the citizens of Logan County to pay more taxes so we can have better roads. I think the legislators need to change the laws where we're not building sidewalk trails and walking trails in Edmond for $4 and $5 million and fund our damn roads like they should. I think we have the money, they just need to reroute it. So it's something I won't support.
It's something that, I don't disagree with you there. I'd like to see the legislature, and I even submitted 5 ideas to increase the funding, increase, that from the legislature.
Well, I think the money's there, they just, the way they're spreading the money out ain't working. The legislators need to fix this problem, not the citizens of Logan County.
The citizens have been generous to us, I believe, with the current tax that we have.
I think our citizens need to hold our legislators accountable and get them on the right track. I don't know where the funding needs to go.
There's a little bit of that at the state, more of our federal legislators need to, or federal delegations need to say, wait a minute, we keep voting this stuff in, but it's harming our own citizens. And I better read item number 2. And it was a consideration of possible action to draft a resolution seeking 1 year of 1/8 of 1% countywide sales tax for the purpose of renovations of the courthouse. We definitely know we have issues over there, but we don't know how much money is going to be left over yet once the administration building gets in there.
I meant for that to be a 2-year thing.
I might be able to get behind something like if we had a 10 mile that we thought needed to be fixed, and have a proposal for a project, but just open tax to do this.
So Charlie? I think you've heard both of us say we're not going to support it, but
Yeah.
you're still welcome to make a motion. It'll probably die from a lack of a second.
I think I will not make a motion on this, so.
I applaud.
Yeah.
You see a problem and
Yeah.
you're trying to find a
Yeah.
solution, and I get that.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's the right time to find that solution.
Yeah.
If you did this, then the sheriff's gonna want one to buy new patrol cars.
And we just bought
Again,
one.
we wouldn't.
I'm teasing.
Don't you put that on me.
I'm teasing.
He'd like some better roads to travel on, not tear his patrol cars up.
I'm teasing, the sheriff didn't say anything. All right then.
Hague is right here, just want you guys to know that. In fact,
He has a drone
Yeah,
already.
he's got all the new toys.
but usually you guys are on him, I'm just letting you know that he's
Oh,
here.
yeah, get off you.
They've been on a month vacation. Yeah. he's
It
back.
ain't you guys.
Yeah, we'll remember that at the 15th when it's, when it's time to sign paychecks here.
Item 9 is consideration
Mr. Vacation Boy, that's what we need to call him.
of possible action on the consent agenda.
We don't have any transfers within this fiscal year. We do from last fiscal year to this fiscal year.
Transferring.
Ashland's. Yeah, you have, soon we need to act on that. She did.
I like the idea.
I like it. Direction and all of them. you know, the different, teach the trade, not just a lot of those.
Yeah, we said, you know, these folks get out, they're gonna be living next door to you. It's better to change them, help them change their lives and make them productive citizens, not continue to be leeches upon society.
Well, I thought maybe in your vast network of acquaintances, you might know somebody who wants to serve on the board,
So,
or be part of it.
yeah, possibly so.
Thank you.
And Robin Curry that she talked about, first met her washing windows. She and her husband owned a pizza restaurant on May Avenue. And she homeschooled her boys. Well, I just spoke to her. One of these days he's gonna use her, and it wasn't until 10 years later that came about. So it's been quite a deal. When I was there in 2017 helping, all the children were black. That it's not, it's much more mixed now, but they're all, again, children of incarcerated parents. One kid, every single adult male in his family was either in jail or had been killed in a shootout or something like that. His role model wasn't too good, you know, the examples of
It definitely takes an effort to break the cycle.
Yep.
And jail just isn't designed to do that. Maybe it was at one time.
No, it's more designed for that now than it ever used to be. A lot of people don't remember. Judges used to sentence people to hard labor. Go out and make little rocks out of big ones. I used to go out to Great Plains Prison, minister out there on Wednesday nights for several years. I wasn't the only one, so I didn't go every Wednesday. Elders in that church.
That's it for consent.
We approve. Second. All in favor of approving the consent agenda?
Aye.
Item 10, comments and announcements by the Board of Commissioners or any other officers or department heads.
Nothing that I know of.
Stephen?
No, sir, I have nothing. Nope, I've got nothing.
So this opiate money we got, is that something that we can put in CDs and then take the interest off that and apply to these programs?
Probably.
That's something I would be interested in doing, is investing that money, getting it, making some interest, and then we could give them the interest off of it and keep that money.
What amount are we looking at possibly having?
About 400,000.
We can't use it for nothing else, we ought to put it for something.
No, it has to be within those guidelines. What I'm interested, like I said, Payne County's doing it, my understanding is they're submitting invoices and doing it. I think there may also be a way to do it on that reverse side, to sign a contract for the chunk that then they have to report back to us, rather than us doing all the individual purchasing, which is something I'm actually kind of interested in doing it that way, where we could do it more like a grant, $25,000. You have to use it for this, this, and you have to provide documentation that it was properly used. Something along, I don't know if that is available to look at it that direction or not, but I would like to know.
I do.
For both programs. North Carolina.
Well, I don't have anything to say today either. So I'll move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, our next meeting will be
Friday.
Friday, September 6th.